Hey Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I am here today with an original tag. This is the used bookstore tag, and it is based on my experience with a local used bookstore. I made a couple of videos about this last year, and I went to the used bookstore again yesterday, and I was just like, I need to get this. I want to turn this into something positive, and I'm so excited to hear about used bookstores where you live. So I am going to tag a ton of people at the end of this video, but if I didn't tag you, and you want to do the tag, by all means, please feel free. And those of you without channels, I'd love to hear, or if you don't want to do the tag, I'd love to hear your answers down below. I know lots of you love reading on your e-reader, or maybe you don't have a used bookstore in your area. Maybe you buy your books on eBay. So you can kind of shape the tag to fit yourself if you buy any kind of used books anywhere. So just adapt it for your circumstance. So question number 1, what is your favorite used bookstore and what sets it apart or makes it special? So there are now 2 used bookstores in town. The second one is much smaller, and I'm having a hard time finding anything I really want in there. I'm going to talk about the bookstore, the used bookstore that I've primarily talked about in the past on my channel. It is definitely not my favorite used bookstore, but it is what it's what I have. And I think what makes it special is the number of books. It's a really big used bookstore. So question 2, does your used bookstore take credit? If so, how much credit do you get for your books? And do they give you cash for your books? Now, my used bookstore definitely does not give cash. Like I said, I was in there yesterday. I got their credit policy. Used paperback books normally sell for 1/2 of the original cover price. Hardbacks, if accepted, are priced according to publisher editions, date of printing, etc. Let's see. You may apply earned credit toward 1/2 of the used book selling price. 1/2 of the used book selling price must always be paid in cash. So essentially they have in all of their books, there's like a line on the top, like no credit, and then there's a line on the top for people with credit. And so it's half. If you have credit, it's half of that. Now I was in there once not too long ago, and somebody told me, oh no, we only take 1/4 of the price. So like, I think I just get a different answer as far as credit policy every time I go. So that's why I picked up my used bookstore's credit policy. Question 3, how often do you go to your used bookstore? And can you tell us how much credit you have? So I do go to the used bookstore in spite of all the drama. I've had so much drama at this used bookstore. I'm surprised they let me in. But anyway, I have $38.40 of credit at the used bookstore. Just really like browsing books. So I might go into this used bookstore maybe once every other month or so. Question 4, what, if any, restrictions are there on your credit? If you bring a certain kind of book in, you can use that for credit with these cats. So if you bring in Louis L'Amour, science fiction or fantasy, metaphysical, and audiobooks on CD only, then you can use credit if you decide to buy those. So I don't own any Louis L'Amour, so if I wanted to buy a Louis L'Amour book, I couldn't use any credit on that. Question 5, how is your used bookstore organized? What do you like and or dislike about how it's organized? So it is organized in different categories. Classics, YA, think there's, large print, historical fiction, which is huge, and it's almost all, the books in that particular section are almost all mass market paperbacks. They have like historical fiction that's trade paperback in a different place. And I think this is what is just like annoying or frustrating to me, is like, if you have a trade paperback mystery, like it's almost impossible to figure out where that's going to be. And also there are books, and I know it's just because they don't know, right? Like, so, I mean, I read all the books that have won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction, so I'm always curious to see, where those books are, because I think they should be in classics. I actually think they might maybe they would do better in classics, I'm not sure, but they have a ton of those throughout the entire store. It's just like, what are you doing? They also have a whole room of nothing but Harlequin romance, which is very overwhelming to me. I don't know how anyone finds anything in there, but anyway, whoever has to organize that, it's rough. Yesterday when I was in there, they have a Christmas book section, and it looks like they've already been selling Christmas books, because it was definitely fewer books than I normally see. But it's organized by color. I'm just like, oh my God. It doesn't make things very conducive to find. There's also a table at the front of the store that just has books like piled on it. I don't know if those are new arrivals, like things they've recently acquired or something like that, but there's like no rhyme or reason to it. So that, like, I feel like they're trying to organize it in a way you can find things, but they haven't really quite mastered it yet. And I also just think, like, again, my husband and I worked for Barnes and Noble for 4.5 years, and so you have to know where things are, and you have to know about the books you're selling in order to be able to sell them. So anyway, it's just yeah, I mean, like, again, it's more organized than some used bookstores, but definitely room for improvement. Question 6. What is the best find or deal you got at a used bookstore? Okay. Let's see. Well, okay. I guess maybe this was my best. I got these 2 Mary Oliver poetry books when I first took a bunch of books in for credit. This is where the drama started, because I just used credit. She didn't charge me. I didn't pay anything for these 2 books. So essentially, I just got to use them just for credit, which is why the next time I went in and I was expected to pay half of the price, I was a little upset, because I had gotten these books for free. So yeah. Anyway, so I guess maybe that's the best deal or find I've gotten at a used bookstore. I mean, I'm sure there are tons of books on our shelves that we've bought at used bookstores, and they're in such great condition that I don't even know. I can't even tell. I have not read this one. I haven't read the Mary Oliver poems either. Shame on me. One of you recently sent this to me, The Murmur of Bees by Sofia Segovia. And I think you found it either at a used bookstore or like maybe a library sale, but it is in totally new condition. So I'm super excited. I look forward to reading that in the year ahead. But yeah, so I haven't had a ton of luck at our local used bookstore, which is not to say that that won't ever happen. The other thing too is, like, Jason is pretty fussy about what is on our shelves. So I got this book by Herman Wouk, Marjorie Morningstar, in a little free library, and you can see it's really beat up, and Jason won't put it on the shelves. So it lives on my library cart until I read it and decide whether I need a newer edition of it or not. But anyway, so this one day will return to either the used bookstore or another little free library. Question 7. Is there something you saw at your used bookstore and now regret not purchasing? I mean, again, I think there've been quite a few things that I've seen that I've almost purchased, but Jason, like the quality of the edition, like wasn't up to my husband's standards. And so, I mean, you know, the little library cart next to me can only hold so many books, and it's holding quite a bit right now. Is there a book you are always on the hunt for at your used bookstore? Now, I know Steve Donahue, when he talks about the Brattle, he's always got this like philosophy of like, you just go with an open mind. You can't be particularly looking for something. I wish I could do the same. One of the things that I am always looking for, and I have to tell you what, if any of you find this, like, reach out to me. Maybe, depending on how much it costs, I will buy it. I'll pay for shipping. I'm always looking for a copy of The Far Pavilions by MMK. I would love to have either a really good trade paperback edition of it, which I have seen, or ideally a hardcover, because it's a huge book. And like this book, it's not in such bad condition, but I don't want it in mass market paperback. So I'm always just hoping that I can find this somewhere. Now, The Far Pavilions by MMK, it would probably not be published today. It's very much, you know, colonial England, taking over India and that sort of thing. My mother owns 2 copies of this in trade paperback, but they are not in good condition. So I don't really want either of those. She does have a copy of another MMK book in hardcover, and I have already said that is mine. Like, I get that book. So I'll have that one. But anyway, it's really just for sentimental reasons. My grandmother, my mother, and I like all just sort of shared that book together, and that's why I want a copy of it. Not so much for, you know, its political stance. It'll be really interesting to read it because I probably haven't read it since high school. So long time. It'll be, yeah. So anyway, if there's anybody out there who, you know, who sees that and wants to send it to me, please let me know. And again, I'll pay for shipping. I'll pay for the book. Just want a good copy of it. Okay, let's see. Question 9. If you could run your used bookstore for a day, what changes would you make? Okay, so these mainly have to do with organization. I would go through historical fiction and I would pull all the Pulitzers that I could find. I would get rid of that table at the front and use it as a way to feature, like maybe, you know, like during banned books week, like buy some plastic easels. I mean, they're not that expensive. Buy some plastic easels and feature things that are, you know, hot topics at the moment. Right now, their Christmas books, like they do have some on the front counter, but really they should be right at the front of the store. I just don't think they know how to market what they have to sell, and maybe they don't need to. I don't know. The other thing that I would really take a hard look at is they do not have limits on how much credit you can have. So there are people with over $1,000 in credit to my used bookstore. And that's insane. Like, how long would it take you to spend? I mean, because again, essentially they're going to have to spend $1,000 to redeem their $1,000 in credit. Like, And I mean, maybe if there's like, I don't know, something in particular that bookstore has that they read a lot of, like, I don't know, but it seems, I think they should have a limit of some kind. I don't know. I can't wait to hear what your used bookstores do. But anyway, okay. If you could go used book shopping with any booktuber in any city, who would you go with and where? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There are so many people that I would love to go used book shopping with. I would love to go to Shakespeare and Company in Paris with Marilyn Maya Mendoza. I would love to go to the Brattle with Steve Donahue, and maybe Hannah from Hannah's Books could come up and join us. I would love to go used book shopping in the Seattle area with Gina from Gina Stan Your Books and Sandy at Miss Reads a Lot. So yeah, and I don't know where everybody lives, but there are so many booktubers, and honestly, like, I would just like to hang out with you guys more than anything else. Even if we didn't go use book shopping, I cannot tell you the London meetup of British booktubers. Like, I have to limit myself to how many of those videos I watch, because yeah, like, it's so hard. I would just want to be there so badly and meet all of you. So anyway, there's a lot. But anyway, all those people I just mentioned, I'm tagging. So tag some booktubers is the last prompt. Here we go. So of course we have to talk Steve Donahue, Gina at Gina Stan Your Books, Aaron at Aaron Read a Book, Aaron Read a Book, Aaron Facer, Lindsay Reads, Stuart Griffin. Stuart, I don't know if you buy used books or not. So anyway, but I'm thinking of you. Book Chat with Pat, David Novak Reads Poetry, Kim at Middle of the Book March, A Genteel Black Hole, I think it's Gavin at Genre Reads, which, by the way, I think his Booktube channel name is deceiving, because he definitely, when I think of genre books, like, that's not just what he's reading. So anyway, great channels. These are all fantastic channels. If you're new to Booktube, you should check out all of these people. Roy Reads Anything, novels, and she's the one, like, I can't watch her her book shopping videos, because I'm just like screaming screaming at whatever device I'm watching her video on, like, buy that one for me, I want that used book. Anyway, so Berna at Berna's Bookish Adventures, and Berna, I have no idea if you buy used books or how you get books. So I'd love to hear more about that. Jim at Jim's Books, Reading and Stuff, the Grape Jelly Library, who I think she's approaching 1,000 subscribers. Maybe she's already reached it by now, hopefully. So definitely check out her. Bookstalgic, another fantastic channel. Shelly Swearingen, I know she went on, I remember she went to California, I think, to see relatives, and like actually had to ship a box of books back. They couldn't go with them on the journey. So anyway, of course, again, Marilyn Maya Mendoza, Hannah at Hannah's Books, Will Chambers, Read and Reread, Tabara's Den, Melinda at Web of Stories, Monty Adkins Books, and then Candy, Soul and Soil. So Candy, you wanted to know about tags. I'm tagging you, and just make sure that you tag me when you make this video, so that I know that you've done it, and I can see your version of this video. So it's that @ symbol, and then it should bring up like a list, like as you start typing in books I'm not reading, without any apostrophe or anything like that, just all lowercase, my channel should pop up, and if you click on that, that will highlight it, and that's how you know you've tagged someone or you've mentioned them in your video, and then I'll get a notification that you've done the tag. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this tag. We'll see. I'm always kind of hit or miss. I can't wait to hear what your answers are in the comment section down below. I hear about your favorite used bookstores or the book that you're always searching for, the best thing you've found at a used bookstore. So I look forward to your responses down below. As always, if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, you can leave an emoji or give this video a thumbs up. I so appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching Booktube. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.